Alright guys, welcome back. We have 10 in the server.
Woo!
The problem smoothed over. RickyWrath, LaserJesus, casting for you tonight our roster rundown for either team. Playing on LunatiK side, Valence, Slemmy, Dumore, Relics, and Floki. And for Rhythm, Assailant, Rix, Robbie, Fobless, and Sin will round out the roster. We are underway here on our pistol round, Laser. What do you feel is in store right now for us?
The match with this pistol round, in the match I'm thinking, it's either going to be a close match or Rhythm might run away with his on the CT side. But this round, we're seeing a fake towards A, couple decoys being thrown at A and in the middle, and they have it backed up by two players coming out of the door. So if Rhythm bites on this, this will be good for LunatiK as they take into the bomb site of B. But here they come, faking the doorway just a little bit, throwing some smokes and everything, and the CTs are rotated. Just one man over there, just a little ways, but they still have one in B who's pushing up right now, and this could be so bad for them. But Assailant gets one, but he's traded off immediately. This should be the site right away for LunatiK, and this is not good for Rhythm, as LunatiK's going to get the bomb down real quick.
They're all separate. They're so far away from bomb site B. There's only one defender, Assailant. Floki gets another in checker. This is a great setup so far. And post plant for LunatiK as the bomb, yes, you heard it, does go down in bomb site B. Rix, playing from vent, is going to have bounce right below me. One taps him with the P2K. And inside, Floki gets another at hell. And that's Robbie on the bench. And now it's a 2-on-2 retake. Oh, and just as I say that, Slemmy gets a molly kill on Rix, and Dumore finds the other on Fobless simultaneously to give LunatiK the pistol round. And that was convincing. They took B with very little to no resistance. The post-plant setup was good, and from there they just defended, and wisely so. They escape with round one.
Yeah, and I wasn't that big of a fan of the LunatiK strategy. I mean, they threw a really basic strat, or fake towards A, and then only had two players there, like smoking everything off from the doorway and everything. So I'm really surprised that Rhythm rotated that hard and only left one in B. I'm not sure if they're worried about their A site being taken, or more than usual, of course, or not. But that is not a good start for Rhythm by any means. And for LunatiK, not going for any money with this anti-eco at all. They're going straight into rifles, not messing around at all. And what I love about this new meta now, we're not seeing any CZs bought up at all. It's straight 5-7 coming in from the Rhythm side. So will this alter like how many eco rounds we see? One, most definitely, but that 5-7 is very powerful in itself. But this round, only one frag coming in for LunatiK so far. I like what they're doing on their anti-eco here, taking things very slowly, not running into any potential Rhythm stacks, and just taking things very slow. They still have the bomb posted up outside of B, but just like that, Fobless and Rix both get one at each side of the site. But still the terrorist advantage because they can take into B right now, and it's still only a 3 versus 2. They're playing the headshot angle. This is dangerous for LunatiK. But fortunately, they do take down Fobless inside the checkers area, which leaves it all up to Assailant in the site, and he's going to go down as well.
Assailant he's only gotten one kill so far, defending B 2 rounds in a row. And he only has a pistol, so he has that going against him as Robbie goes down as well. But you touched on something earlier I like, Laser. No CZs. But the 5-7 replace that with 4 members of the CT side buying the 5-7. The lethal range for that weapon is not as great, but the armor penetration is the best of all pistols out of any patch in the last month or two. So it's definitely a close second to the CT. We'll see if that sort of meta continues.
I had no idea that was a thing.
I know all about penetration.
Ah, I can see that. You dirty, dirty man.
What are you talking about, dude? I'm talking about the 5-7 here. Like, hello?
I don't know. But anyways, Rhythm here. Rix did pick up a Galil. So let's see if this has any variation effect on Rhythm strategy now that they're going to play with that. Are they going to play off of him or off of him? Alright guys, sorry about that. We had a whole bunch of mumble issues. Not sure what's going on, but let me get right back into the match. Looks like, I guess Rhythm just picked up another round. I have no idea how that round occurred. Once again, sorry for any delay in the action that you may or may not have received. But hopefully we're smooth sailing from here. Just waiting on my buddy Ricky to get back in here. But, man, that is an interesting hiccup because now Rhythm has 1-2, and I didn't get to see exactly how it happened. So looking to establish the momentum again is Rhythm, and now LunatiK on the eco round here. They're stacking all of their members except for one towards B, so this is going to be just a straight up B bust and hope for the best, but we do have a CT pushing up. If he's not careful, that's Fabulous. We're either going to be seeing a spectacular spray down or him going down quite... Oh, but he gets one, but traded off right away by Dumor. This is great for the terror side, but they need to take down the member in the site right away, but it's Assailant who's hanging on to his life by a thread. Finally, he goes down, but he gets a nade from the grave in return, but the quick flank by Rix is imminent. Takes down Floki along with Slemmy. No, not just yet, but that is a nice hold, or at least recovery from Rhythm, because that could have went a lot worse than it did. But just Slemmy here. Last guy might take down the Opera, but no, he cannot, and that's another round for Rhythm, and LunatiK should be able to buy here. Unfortunately for them, they did not get the bomb down, so that is another round for Rhythm. 3 in a row, I do believe now, and welcome back, Ricky.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it's cool that we're popular enough to get put under, you know, to get DDoS and stuff like that. So yeah, that feels good. But yeah, 5 AKs, or 5 rifles, pardon me, 2 Galils, 3 AKs for the terrorist LunatiK. Losing 3 in a row, which is something important to note. It's like you said at the beginning of the game. Rhythm has a chance here to run away with it on CT, and this could be the start of that, Laser.
Yeah, definitely, especially once they get those ops rolling. And if Assailant and Sin are on point, it's just super dangerous because your smokes and flashes have to be so on point, or you have to have an Opera that's so confident that he can contend against them. But Fabulous does go down, so it's up to Rhythm to collect themselves here. I believe that was a B player for Rhythm, so now LunatiK is going to have to execute with one less, but the in-your-face ops or rifling style of Rix pushes straight up and gets one. Everybody's collecting a frag for Rhythm this round, but LunatiK has only managed to down 1, but now it looks like the terrorists are rerouted back towards B right now. Slemmy in an interesting spot, but they are going to be eventually taking into the bomb site, but they're taking way too long here. Only 40 seconds left on the clock, so any chance of falling back, if they're going to do it, they have to do it now. But everybody from Rhythm is slowly converging. They're hoping for Events flank, but it's just not coming soon enough. Oh, Sin, Rix, both get 2 more apiece, or 1 more apiece, and Slemmy's the last man again. Just baiting his team real hard to get these LMS frag. Takes this to 1. Ooh, I thought we were going to see a crazy round from Slemmy, but another round for Rhythm at 4-2. They did lose a significant amount of guns there, so the bank of Rhythm is not stockpiling so high just yet, but Rhythm is starting to establish that dominance.
If you're Slemmy in that situation, go for the guy Heaven with the AWP. He did. He got the kill, And that gun was so far away from his teammates that he didn't actually have the chance to run and scoop that up after he died. P90 for Ricks this round, perhaps trying to switch things up a little bit here. He'll have to play a real close angle with that gun as he pushes through Squeaky. He will be meeting Slemmy over at Squeaky here, spamming away with the P90. He gets balance, and so low is Slemmy at just 18 HP. Dumore already dropped down to 37. This eco round not going good at all, as Rick's just mulching these terrorists right now. And Squeaky, the last 3 remaining LunatiK players coming out A main, being knocked down one by one. Floki getting the only kill, and there is your round assailant with the touchdown, following up with the op. And that was a huge, huge defense there for the CTs. They didn't really feel a huge threat there. Mostly Laser, because Rick's just pushed Squeaky and popped the trunk on those fools as they got towards that area.
Pop the trunk on those fools. I like it. What that round made me think of, though, is now that the CTs are gone, or CTs, the CZs are gone pretty much, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more CT eco round pushes, because you don't have to worry about 5 ZZs rushing straight into your face, and you're not going to be able to trade out 5 CZs, but you're probably going to have a lot better chance rushing against guns that aren't going to go fully automatic against you. But nevertheless, LunatiK, another gun round opportunity here. Thankful for them, they did win the pistol round along with the next one, but Assailant starts us off with a frag onto Valence as LunatiK was trying to creep up B. And if they don't have an opper contesting that angle, they're just relying on their AKs to kind of just pre-fire the spots or something. But Assailant is not going to miss that shot a lot of time. But now the CTs, they got a frag at B, and then they rotated Assailant off to A. They rotated one of the CTs, I believe that's Fobless, off to A, but it's still Assailant, and he goes down. This is just what happened in the pistol round. They rotated a little bit too early, and then LunatiK was able to capitalize from there, and we are all even at numbers here. Looks like Fobless is trying to sneak through the smoke, but Floki is wise to it. But Sin rushes straight through it too. Oh my god, they're basically hugging each other right now. Strange round. And Robin now is the last man to retain the rhythm momentum. But I'm not sure if LunatiK knows he's there or not, but he is in the 1 versus 3. A couple of the LunatiK members are wounded, but this is a super tough angle to take out from, because obviously somebody's going to be peeking you from the site. There it is. Suffers a little damage, but he does take down Relics. No trade attempt by LunatiK just yet. Oh, Dumore peeks out. Could have been a flick by Robin, but doesn't happen, and Rhythm loses the round, but this is a dangerous point for LunatiK here. They are going to be able to buy even if they lose, so not too bad from them, and it's a very opportune time for them to win.
Robbie had no qualms about going in there. He has so much money right now. He actually dropped a teammate and bought for himself. So he is in a good position right now to sponsor his team with weaponry. And that will be 4 M4s and an AWP, the only op on the map in the hands of Assailant. And right now playing at B, it seems to work for LunatiK. Assailant not quite playing strong enough to be able to hold off against 3-4 members of the opposition all at once. So LunatiK maybe trying to capitalize on B a bit, but mixing it up here in round number 9 as they head towards A. Slemmy hanging out outside the Squeaky hallway, kind of setting up some grenades. He's going to head back towards A main via T-spawn. As I say that, he goes back to Squeaky, so pardon me. Assailant now picking in checker, looking for Valence here, who's working the lurk here over at B, just making all kinds of hell for the CTs, not letting them rotate freely. Assailant so low behind the box. Oh, and Dumore getting flashed out in the side. Spots Robbie on top of the box and takes him down. Valence with another on the lurk. Relics finding one for himself as well. Fobless finally putting down that lurker. It could be too little too late though, Laser. It's just Fobless and Sin left.
Yep, and I don't think they're going to go for this 2 versus 4. Something to note that round, LunatiK had a lot easier A take than they would have anticipated because of the amount of damage they did early when Rhythm was going for the pushes and everything. Another note that round, Assailant, the reason they lost that round before, it's not because Assailant got too aggressive in my opinion, it's because he missed his op shots. He had the opportunity to take down the second one after hitting the first one, which made him, confident enough to go for another one, but he missed that, gave them the sight, and again, Assailant was missing some shots over towards B last time, and Rhythm as a team, the momentum can go either way for them. They can just snowball either way, good or bad for them. And if Assailant's not hitting those op shots, it's going to get worse and worse for Rhythm.
Assailant sitting at 7-6, so still batting above 500. He has a lot of workload for him. Playing that op role, playing that B role, he's an integral part of the Rhythm strategy right now. They're only up by 1 round going into the 10th. It's 5-4. Like I said, Rhythm just ahead by 1. We'll see if their setup changes here. Sin playing mid, Assailant Foblis playing B, Rix and Robbie playing A. Floki, Do More, Relics, all leaning towards bomb side A right now. Rix, it's flashed on his squeaky push. They're not going to let that happen again, as Slemmy, Valens, and Do More kind of collect themselves outside A main here. Rix, not much cover here in the room to escape here in the hallway of Squeaky. And Relics, Slemmy, Valens, all sort of looking for this opening picks, and there it is. Rix goes down, and there's your opening kill for round number 10. Relics getting the AK headshot.
And now LunatiK's going to be storming straight in the bomb site. That's horrible for Rix. The aggression did not pan out. And now LunatiK is going to be swarming into the bomb site. 3 frags unanswered. And what a take from LunatiK. The rhythm aggression is just not panning out for them right now. So they're either going to have to cut it out immediately and fall straight into passive, or just hope for the best and keep doing it. But now Rhythm is going to let them tie it up at 5-5, and Rhythm likely going to have to save after this. So this is looking terrible for Rhythm all of a sudden. As an even score on Cash, it's a fairly even map, obviously a little CT sided, but any rounds that you can cut 8-7 or something to that effect is really good for the terrorist side, and the CTs are going to lose their guns. Slemmy padding his stats just a little bit, and Rhythm has to save here, so the next gun round's just going to be vital to their chances of winning.
Yeah, it's all tied up. LunatiK has already matched their score they got yesterday against Mousespaz, and obviously they're going to continue on that trend here. They have weapons. They're going against the 5-7 power right now of Rix, Robbie. There are a couple upgraded pistols here, I believe so. I'm so bad with these little icons. No, it's just, yeah, it's P250, so
man, I'm running pistol. At 8x6, man. Get it together.
Do More, boosted up in mid, looking for a little pick here on Sin, and Relics dropping down into mid to follow up on Sin at Catbox, who's just peeking around trying to get some recon here. This is definitely a slower pace than what we're used to seeing. The first 2 rounds going to LunatiK, and the last 3 also going to LunatiK. Rhythm winning 5 in a row from the span of rounds number 3 to 7. And perhaps as a CT, you're kind of thinking, hey guys, let's not let this get away from us. Let's just play out this eco. We'll see how it goes. This is Counter-Strike, global offensive. Lots of ecos happen. Maybe at this point, they're just trying to sit back, feel how the players play, and then regroup next round.
How the players play. I'm not too sure about that, but one thing I am sure about is I'm not really liking Rhythm's CT side setup here. They're not really stacking a bomb site. They're kind of just floating around. And now that the CZs are gone, I can't see the 5-7s having the same effect as the CZs in this kind of setup. And just like that, Relics picks up both of the members, peeking from CT spawn in the range of the 5-7 just isn't doing it right now. And LunatiK had a really easy take into the A bomb site. I love their patience taking things so slowly. Even though Rhythm wasn't stacking anything, they weren't going to run into anything. Even if it was. So very clean play from LunatiK so far on their anti-eco, and Rhythm, if they can collect any guns, it'd be decent for them, but just trying to stay alive here, not going to happen. And Assailant is way back in the B bomb site. So great anti-eco, not losing one member, and that is critical if you're trying not to have to save.
So round number 11 coming to a close here. Assailant, the LMS right now for the CTs, will survive with a pistol in B. He has some terrorists closing in on him. That's Do More in heaven and Floki at B main. But no action there and no gun salvage. Assailant, however, will opt to get the op. He's sitting at 7-0-7 right now.
This round is so huge for the CTs, because look at their money. I mean, only one player has above $200, so if they lose this, it's going to be another save round for them. And LunatiK is already running away with this now at 6-5, having the advantage on the terrorist side so far. In this round, Rhythm looking to switch it up a bit. There it is. Assailant hits the first op shot onto Relics here. So now, does he aggress like he has been before, and his teammate will try to rotate off because they're worried about the A-take? Or do they commit the members? It might not even matter as Sin finds an op. So they just, at the kitchen sink by, as you'd say. I mean, they're buying everything they can because they need this round so badly, and they thought the double op setup is what was going to win it for them. But Assailant is going to have more opportunities to get some shots here. LunatiK still pushing in, but Rhythm is holding so well, and Lemmy, the last man alive. And if they're going to be double opping like that, it's going to be up to LunatiK to switch it up and maybe go for a rush of some sort against the ops. But the ops are likely going to be playing middle as well as B. So the question is, how is LunatiK going to adapt to this double op setup?
Or the hat-trick play of Assailant, how they're going to adapt to that. That's exactly what they needed. Assailant had to step it up at B, and he chose round number 12 to do it. Better late than never. He steps up there with 3. That's huge, man. That's so big, especially when LunatiK was feeling very comfortable at B, and now they're going to be second-guessing themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think LunatiK should worry at this point. Even if they lose this one, they're still going to be able to buy this one, maybe even the next, depending on what they buy. But I'm curious now, what does LunatiK do against this double op setup? Their A takes have been working for them, so I suspect an A take's going to come eventually, or they'll try to smoke off all the key points and then take into the bomb site. But just so far, LunatiK, you can see pretty much their straight line across the map like they like to do, but they are stacked up towards A, and now they're going to be boosting middle. This is interesting. Let's see if the CT is posted on it. That's Sin. So whoever shows their head might quickly have it cut clean off by the AWP. And now that LunatiK is letting the time dwindle, you can see that Rhythm has a nice setup already, but they Molotov him up in the vent, so Ricks has to fall back, and then LunatiK takes out. So the timing is working out for them. I'm not sure if the CT saw him at middle, but eventually LunatiK is going to have to execute.
And execute they will here, moving into mid, and a crucial part of this map. That's Robbie and Sin holding from Cat. They will be forced back. That's Floki exploiting Checker right there, getting the kill on Fobless, and now the B take is on for the Terrace as Ricks and Sin are both rotating, but they're so low. Relics with the touchdown, and now it's 5-on-3. Sin outside B main with an op peering in. Assailant also still holding on to that op. We'll see if he can have a repeat performance of that last hat trick he got, but it looks like a save actually, as all 3 players remaining for Rhythm are going to fall back.
Yeah, Rhythm just gonna cut their losses and run there, and I really like that decision. LunatiK's setup was it looked so difficult to retake because they were so spread out, even had a member in T spawn area. Not sure if it's that necessary to watch the flank, but LunatiK, it would have made it so difficult to rotate or retake. And now Rhythm, they're gonna have 3 guns still to fight with, but LunatiK is so smart to contest this right now, and any guns they could take away from him right now would just hinder LunatiK or Rhythm's chances so bad. And they take down 2, almost get Assailant, no. And they are not able to take him out, but still, now Rhythm is only able to have 1 gun, and the question is, do they attempt to force up here? They have 1. Yes, they are going to try to force.
Yeah, 5-7s as well. Fobless, the M4, Sin with the FAMAS, going with the helmet. The FAMAS, an underrated weapon in my eyes. They will be facing off against LunatiK's 5 AKs, a Tech 9 in the hands of Relics as well. That's something I like to see a little more. Valens also holding on to a Tech 9, but the kills are plenty here at A as Robbie and Floki trade. Do more, gets another to give the advantage to LunatiK as they look to take bomb side A, but there's no bomb in sight. The bomb is still in mid. It's in the hands of Slemmy right now, and he's hanging out towards B as he's going to run there. Sight totally open. Rick's realizing this mistake, goes through Z and listens for B. He's going to walk up here, but Valens and Slemmy have free reign over this real estate right now. Do more heading back towards mid.
Oh,
Smoke's going down at the B main connector, and Ricks is looking in from heaven, looking down. Sin gets 1 in mid. That's 2 more going down. It's a 2-on-3. Rhythm has 2, very low players, 3 remaining. Fobless at 100 HP. Slemmy will get a well-placed AK headshot. Balance gets another. That's Sin and Ricks down. It's all up to Fobless now. He's got 79 HP and M4, no kit as he walks towards sight. He looks to get 1. Yes, he gets Slemmy. It's a 1v1. Balance, 25 HP. B main. Fobless kind of doubting where he is. He's going to throw a flash and stick the bomb here. Actually, no, he won't. But he will go for the spray. He gets it, but there's not enough time on the clock. Slemmy actually getting a helper on his teammate there that round. I guess all the points in the world count in this match. But it's 8-6. LunatiK wins or clinches the half. And Rhythm, man, they haven't won one since the 12th. And only then, later, they only won the single round. And it's just been losses ever since.
Yeah, I can't say enough there about how badly Rhythm needed that round. Already down 2 at 8-6, and the retake from them just didn't look too smart. I mean, they over rotated and everything. When they're trying to rotate back, it was already too late. But now LunatiK is just going to try to take mid control, and this is so smart because they realize Rhythm is not going to have enough money to afford those ops again. So boosting up, definitely a smart decision, and they're just going to be trying to take straight into the connector area. But Floki does go down. This is really bad for LunatiK, but Sin goes down. So the over-aggression from Rhythm, I wanted to say that last round as well, as Assailant switch spots, he goes over towards A, and he gets stuck in the most awkward of places by the forklift, and somehow gets picked off there. So he wasn't really. I'm not sure if he was falling back from his pick or not, or what the deal was. But regardless, you should not be caught there without a teammate or able to cover you or anything. Just kind of sloppy aggression from Rhythm, and I really think that's the story of the half for them, because most of LunatiK's, other than over-rotating, most of LunatiK's rounds have come from Rhythm not winning the aggression battles. But now LunatiK is moving their way towards the A bomb site. They do, for Rhythm, have 2 players there, but LunatiK is going to be splitting from middle as well as the main entrance. Nobody coming out of the door, so it's up to Robbie and his member inside the CT spawn to make anything happen here. Robbie goes down right away, but Rick is there from spawn. Valence finds him through the smoke, and now Rhythm, no choice to save here, as it is the last round. Going to go for the retake right away. Assailant misses a critical op shot onto Dumore, and the second one. Assailant with McGee over here isn't hitting anything, and Dumore ends them both with headshots. So LunatiK looking real good coming into the second half.
Something I like about CSGO is that when that last kill happens, it immediately freezes the game. So it looked like he just got a flick one tap there, and oh yeah, I meant to do that. That was a, I guess that kind of counts as an AK one tap, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's count it.
Yeah, we'll count it. Style points. Style points do more. Style points. So your scores at half. If we bring up the scoreboard real quick. Top fragging for the CTs is Dumore. Top fragging for Rhythm is Ricks at 13-11. Dumore at 12-8. So they are close. The scoreboard relatively balanced between these teams in terms of kills. But we'll be going into the second half here, and we'll see if Rhythm has an answer on T side.
And let's not forget that this was LunatiK's map choice, so even if Rhythm loses this one, I think they went to Inferno for the next one, and then if need be, I believe it's Nuke. So Rhythm, if the last map told us anything for them, or the last match, is that they are very, very strong on Inferno. At least the CT side, we didn't really get to see any other terrorist side, so might not work out for them. But look at this setup here for LunatiK. They're double aggressing the main entrance of A, ready for any trades if Rhythm is going to take up lower A. But instead, Rhythm is just going to be boosting over middle. And nobody from LunatiK is playing middle, so this is really interesting from LunatiK. Are they even spotting middle? They do have one in the back of quad spotting it. But Rhythm now, they have the entire map at their disposal. But oh, Relics does find one. That's Ricks, and now they're going to try to take B, where LunatiK is already posted up. Relics gets the second one as well. Oh my god, LunatiK, Slemmy, and Relics combining to destroy Rhythm, and it's all up to Foblis. So what Rhythm did there, they had control of middle, they didn't really know what to do with it, so they decided to try to take towards B, where the vents was just covered in dramatic fashion.
Very dramatic indeed. Floki survives that round with a bunch of grenades, so he'll be well set up in the utility department going into round number 17. Floki also getting to the double digits. He's at 10 and 11. Holding on to a Famous, a Bison for Valence, so hoping to just shred through some unarmored terrorists here. Perhaps if he's in the right place at the right time, he will have his day in the sun. As Assailant, gonna watch over mid, the smoke goes down. The boost in mid, Rick's going up, Sin boosting for him. And Ricks is gonna drop down and walk his way through mid. There is a player, Slemmy, playing at the sandbags on CT side of mid. They are now in exchanging fire here, but the smoke comes out A, and so do the terrorists, but only to be routed here by Relics, who's continuing to have a great set of rounds here in the second half. A quick hat-trick for him, and I don't know if you saw last round, he just got 2 one-taps there and a few more kills there to bolster the score a little bit. LunatiK 11-6 right now, going into round number 18. They have the momentum, they have the weaponry, and surely they will win this one. Unless there's some sort of crazy anti-eco, but we haven't seen anything like that tonight, other than, you could say, round 3, but that was after a force-up.
Right, this raises some questions within myself, because I was always complaining about the eco round or eco rounds and how often they were occurring. And now that the CZs are gone, I kind of miss them. But anyways, Rhythm busting straight up middle here, but it was a quarterback sneak attempt, as they do have the bomb kind of waiting outside of B, and now they break out the vents, and now they're going to split into B. There's only one player in B for the CTs right now, that's Dumore. And do the terrorist side have a smoke for CT? They do not, so CT is going to be able to just give it to him as they cross. But Dumore still holding the bomb site. Oh, they go for the plant attempt, but just quickly shut down by Floki and Dumore. So a shattered round for Rhythm. So it is going to be 12-6 for LunatiK. So for Rhythm's terrorist side, we saw them devoting a lot of money to the AWPs on the CT side. I can't see them running a double op setup, but it's going to be interesting to see how Assailant, or where Assailant, works that op on Terra's side here.
You saw it in chat, Laser. I'm certain you did. I'm not sure if J-Rock caught that. If only that were a CZ.
Yup.
So the players...
We no longer have a pistol rifle. I mean, it's kind of like old Counter-Strike now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely reeling from that. Both teams right now trying to figure out what works. LunatiK obviously getting the better end of that stick. Rhythm, they haven't won one this half. They have the guns now. We'll see what their setup is. They have a double op setup again, even on T side. So they're feeling powerful right now with the AWP. We'll see if that works out for them as this round progresses. Powerful! I don't know why I sung that, but I just did. Robbie playing by Squeaky. This is a storyline that's been going on the whole game. Somebody pushing Squeaky and the Terrors having to worry about it. So
yeah.
From what I'm used to seeing, it's free reign over there, but not for LunatiK. And Rhythm had good lockdown on that last half. Ricks and Slemmy, both the first and second casualties of war here in this round. It's 4 apiece. Both ops, Laser, are still in the hands of the Terrorists right now. The CTs have none.
Yeah, and it's still LunatiK. I like how they're playing this a lot more than how Rhythm was playing these situations on their CT side, because LunatiK here has one player rotated kind of in between instead of fully devoted. So when this A take does come, just as I say that now, he's going towards B, so it is going to be a 2-on-3 into this A bomb site. Oh my god, the CT almost gets caught out of position, but this is looking good for Rhythm. If they can get into the bomb site right away, it doesn't seem like they have any smokes left for CT spawn. And now, as they're taking their time, more and more CTs are making their way over towards A, and Rhythm has not got any real estate yet for their troubles. Finally, Assailant does take down the site player, but a terrible peek by Fobbles, and Valence takes him down. So it's all up to Assailant. 1-on-3. Gets one with that AWP, but he starts hitting his shots far too late. And Rhythm looking like they're going to exit it out of this map pretty soon here. But hopefully they have better luck on their Inferno.
Assailant had a rough start to the game. He had only a couple kills, and I believe he really picked it up here after round number 6. He had 4 kills going into round number 6. We are 14 rounds after that, and he's sitting at 15, top fragging for his team. So his score graph's just been going off the charts here in the last few rounds. An eco round, like you said, Laser. Rhythm trying to avoid an early exit here on map number 1. They are volleyed off
look
here.
At this. Like, we haven't seen one eco.
We've seen eco victory, yes. We saw this from Mousebaz yesterday, boosting 4 mid and rushing right out on the pistol. And this is what LunatiK did before, or yesterday. They gave up mid, and they're not doing it this time. Balance is standing strong so far. At Sandbag, getting 1, getting 2 with the pistol, but he's overrun by Robbie. But Relic's quickly there to stop that hemorrhage before it turns fatal. Loki gets another run from Z, and Foblis, the last remaining terrorist now, holds on to just a Tech 9 in Cat or Highway. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, gets taken down by Slemmy. And LunatiK, they're within 1 of map point now, closing in on that first match victory here, trying to close out perhaps in 2, depending on their Inferno. But we have to start talking about Inferno now, because LunatiK's running away with this.
You know, let's just get real hypothetical. Let's just talk about Nuke. I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, if Rhythm takes map 2 and LunatiK takes this one, they knife for sides on on the 3rd map, correct?
That's probably something I should know.
We are so good. We are just so informed.
We're probably the
about
best
our own
casters ever.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that about you, but I don't know about myself at this point. But anyways, let's get into this round. Rhythm, okay, we've seen them do this before, but this time they have AWPs. They get control of middle, but then they don't do anything with it. This time, Assailant peeks into A and does take down the player at quad. And I'm really surprised that that quad player peeked from that angle, because his teammates had completely got out of mid. And so for him to peek that angle with an M4 is super dangerous, and they do pay for it. However, they do have a lot of money built up at this point, so, or not as much as I had thought, but they do have rounds to spare, and going for that, I wouldn't call it aggression, but either way, it didn't pay out for them. And now Slemmy is falling back from A as well, so after his teammates going down at mid, I'm not sure if this was Semi's plan to give them A, but this is horrible for them.
That was perfect timing there. Slemmy's gonna have to hold from truck. He gets Foblis right away through the smoke. Foblis trying to be sneaky beaky. Floki gets another. And the CTs have 3 terrorists remaining between them and a defuse. The Rick's holding strong with the op. However, Slemmy getting another from truck. He's already at 2. a quick retake, a reposition here from him at truck. He just let the terrorist walk right through. Rix gets another from sight, and Slemmy right up on Rix. Gets him at default spot. Floki finds the other, and there is the defuse. But it was interesting in that round because they walked right up highway at the perfect time and ran right into sight, but Slemmy was there with an answer.
I mean, one thing I'd love to have, just on a side note, you know how the NFL has the whole mic'd up thing and everything? I feel like if you had it on Rhythm's players, it would just be too many. It would just be beeped out the whole time.
Not Twitch appropriate.
No, not at all. even when they get owned by their opponents, it's just silly. So Rhythm here on their way out the door. Only have one round that they can lose and gotta win the next 9. I can't really see it happening, but Rhythm does somehow burn down Slemmy. But Relic's quick to return that frag. So finally, Brick's got his way over near the door. He's been having a really hard time this map at his little door angle. He's definitely not at the same caliber of swag, at least at that door. But Rhythm is looking to win this round. They have taken in towards the B site. And LunatiK here has 3 players on the rotate. Looks like it's going to be 2 coming from vent. So this is a very tough angle to retake from if you have nobody coming or on the flank. And it is smoked out already. So is LunatiK going to go for this? Ooh, Relix finds a nice shot onto Robbie. But Sin is posted up on these vents. And they are going to try to flash him out and pour in. Do they get the frag? No, Sin holds firm. Gets one traded off by Floki though. Relix still battling from the back of the, oh no, this is not good for Relix here. Oh my god, he's just whiffing everything at this point, but he does take down Fobbles, down to a 1-versus-1 with Assailant, and that was a big whiff by Relix in the end.
If he had gotten that first op shot and then pulled out the pistol, got the second, yes, he would have had that defuse, but there was just not enough time in the world for him to play that cool at all. He had to rush into that site and go for it, and it was not enough to close the deal. It was very close, so Rhythm just barely escaped.
And he waited far too long. I mean, I was so concerned for him because his teammate's getting shot over at Checkers, and he's just posted inside the heaven area, letting his teammate die. So he definitely needed to go at that point, or, I mean, just sacrifice the round.
Lots of smokes in mid right now for the CT's enter. Slemmy just spamming away. Actually takes Robbie down to 4 HP. So that's already worked out well for the CTs early in this round. But Bobless with the AK headshot through the smoke. Smoke just not existing on these players' screens this game. We've seen so many smokes, smoke kills here. Floki holding from Checker though, 11 HP. He will get taken down eventually by Robbie. A lot of damage done for him, however. Robbie at 4 HP, I want to point that out. So he is looking very weak. Slemmy with the M4s rotating through mid. Relix is in heaven. He's placing a grenade right now. Gonna go for that kill, but nowhere to be found is Robbie. The terrorists slowly second-guessing themselves here, falling off. Slemmy holding from mid. This is a great angle, especially if he chooses not to push this. He's going to see Robbie in just a second, spraying away. The headshot, not necessary. A little overkill there, but he takes down Robbie. And LunatiK only have Assailant and Bobless standing in their way right now for this first round or first map victory here on Dcash. Bobless and Assailant heading over towards A. There are no saves anymore, folks. It's all in or nothing. Slemmy's going to make this call for A main now as the players rotate. He hears that as he's posted up right on the immediate left of the terrace. They're going to come out peeking, and they don't see Slemmy up top on the catwalk, or not the catwalk, the patio there. And Slemmy gets both. So Slemmy actually having a great set of rounds there in the second half of the second half. And we are going to be going into D Inferno with LunatiK taking map number 1. And I believe